I am going to explain about law of demand. Introduction to law of demand. The law of demand in economics explains that when other factors remain constant, the quantity, demand, and price of any product or service have an inverse equation. It also means that whenever the value of specific product increases, demand for the same declines. The exact opposite can also be observed. From this comes a concept of demanding schedule. The law of demand is one of the most fundamental concepts of its economics. uh, Prices of goods and services that we observe in everyday transaction. Demand curve. Analysis of law of demand. In order to run a business in a competitive market, it is essential to understand the law of demand definition economics. This law effectively indicates consumer choice behavior. Moreover, there is a dedicated graph that shows this relationship and helps economics to take economic measures accordingly. This concept is based on a neutral customer choice behavior. As a matter of fact, when the prices of any goods services rises, demand for the same tends to fall as the consumer will not spend extra money on something that its standard price and will look for cheaper alternatives. The five determinants of demand are the price of good or service, income of buyers, the prices of related goods or services, either complementary and purchased along with a particular item or substitutes bought instead of a product. The tastes or preferences of consumer will drive demand. The consumer expectation about whether prices of the product will rise or fall in the future. How each determinant affects demand. Each factor impacts on demand is unique. When the income of the buyer increases, for example, that could also increase demand. The buyer has more money and is more likely to spend it. But when other factor increase, like the prices of related goods, for example, demand could decrease. Before breaking down the effect of each determinant, it is important to note that these factors don't change in vacuum. All the factors are in flux all the time. To understand how one determinant affects demand, you must first hypothetically assume that all the determinants don't change. Price. Law of demand states that when price rise, the rise of quantity demand falls. That also means that when prices drop, demand will grow. People base their purchasing decision on price if all other things are equal. Income. When income rises, so will the quantity demanded. When income falls, so will demand. But if your income doubles, you won't always buy twice as much of particular good or service. There are so many pins of ice cream you didn't want to buy, no matter how wealthy you are. And this is an example of marginal utility. Price of related goods or services. The price of complementary goods or services raises the cost of using the product you demand. So you will want less. For example, when gas prices rose to $4 for a gallon in 2008, demand for gas guzzling trucks and SUVs fell. Gas is complementary good to this vehicle. The cost of driving a truck rose along with gas prices. The opposite reaction occurs when the price of substitute rises. When that happens, people will want more of the good services and less of its substitute. That's why Apple continually innovates with iPhones and iPods. As soon as substitute such a new Android phone appears at a low price, Apple comes out with a better product, then the Android is no longer a substitute. Tastes. When the public desires, emotions or preferences changes in favor of product, so does the quantity demanded. Likewise, when tastes go against it, that depresses the amount demand. Brand advertising tries to increase the desire for consumer product. Number of buyers in the product. The number of consumer affects overall or aggregate demand. As more buyers enter the market, demand rises. That's true even if process prices don't change. And the US saw this during the housing bubble of 2005. Low cost and subprime mortgages increased the number of people who could afford a house. Total number of buyers in the market expanded. This increased demand for housing. When housing prices started to fall, many couldn't afford their mortgages. At the point, they foreclosed. That reduced the number of buyers and client demand. Elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand is an economic principle that measures the extent of consumer responses to change in quantity demand as a result of price change, as long as all other factors are equal. In other words, it shows how many products customers are willing to purchase as the price of these products increases or decreases. In elasticity of demand formula is calculated by dividing the percentage that quantity changes by the percentage price changes in a given period. It looks like this: elasticity equal to percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price. Importance of elasticity of demand. The following points are main importance elasticity of demand. Number 1, in the determination of output level, in the determination of price. Number 3, in the price discrimination by monopolist. Number 4, in price determination of factors production. In number 5, in demand for costing. Number 6, in dumping. Number 7, in the determination of prices of joint products. Number 8, in the determination of government policies. Number 9, helpful in adapting the policy of production. Number 10, in the determination of international trade. Conclusion. So, in this presentation, we have learned law of demand, demand curve, analysis of demand, determinant affecting each demand, and elasticity of demand. Thank you.